The Jewish History Museum is history itself. It has survived over 100 years, first as a temple, then 11 different churches, a Mexican radio station, a theater, a flop house, and now what we know it today as a museum which celebrates the Jewish history of the Southwest.
Joining us this morning with details of their current exhibit is Judy Rose Sensabar, Executive Director of the museum. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what's going on in the museum right now?
We've got two exhibits going on. The main exhibit is the photographs that Abigail Gumbiner took with two colleagues when they realized that the building was about to be sold. And we've got a photo right here of what really kicked off the photography exhibit in 1995. They started, and it's actually almost 2 decades in the making now, because these photographs have never been seen before. And they came back, Abigail, and came back to Tucson and lived here for a while because she fell back in love with the temple where her father was the rabbi. And so she took all these photos in black and white first, and then she came back after it was renovated, and there are a bunch in color too.
And so she's really taking photos of the history of what the museum used to be.
And the renovation, because the building was falling apart. Like you said, it was a flop house. Homeless people were living in the pews. It was going to be torn down for a parking lot. And then a group of volunteers got together and saved it from that demise. And here we are celebrating again what, all these people were so important to making Tucson happen, these families, the Mansfelds, the Steinfelds, the Drachmans, those names you hear over and over again.
Wow, and can you tell us more about some of the other exhibits that you will have had?
Well, we had this shul hat and skull cap hats that people wear to synagogue, and they're really all over the world religions. People putting on hats in deference to God, to show modesty, cover their hair. And what's interesting about this exhibit, which is now at the JCC until September 15th, so it traveled. So it was hiding out in our little temple museum, and now we've got it where a lot of people are really seeing it up on River Road at the JCC. But these two are actually not even Jewish hats. We have a collection that were adopted from Afghanistan, or one of the stands, and these actually are from Afghanistan. And see, these have talismans on them, religious doohickeys that actually show off. And then what's being filmed, I think also on the screen with your viewers at home, are the hats from the 1940s.
Those were the blue ones that we saw?
Yeah.
Okay, that picture, okay.
Yeah, those are ladies' hats.
Right here.
Right, and teeny weeny little ones, very stylish in the 1940s. And the gal who wore them, Sarah, is a grandma of a woman in town who donated the hats to the museum.
How often do you switch exhibits?
Every 3 months we're trying to do, so we have 4 a year.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, especially because I'm just new in February and I don't have museum experience. I'm a middle school teacher by training.
Oh, wow. So this is kind of learn as you go.
It is.
Wow. So what brought you to the museum? Was it the rich history?
It definitely was. The temple, as it was saved in '95, is now also still needs a lot of work. I mean, it was renovated, but we have the little building, a territorial house next door, the Carrillo house, the Carrillo mortuary in town. It's a Nogales ranching family.
Okay.
So we have this half renovated house where we have the Holocaust History Center. So my charge is really, to renovate that building now too.
Okay.
Wow.
And so what are you doing to raise funds for that?
Well, that's a very good question. We are writing grants. I have one out to Lowe's renovation right now.
Wow, okay.
Home improvement store.
Yep.
And we're still searching downtown. There's a lot happening, obviously, in downtown. So that's bringing in a lot of money and interest to the area.
And do you take donations?
Definitely. And in fact, a lot of our exhibits come out of families need to figure out what to do with their stuff. So, and then of course, donations in regular money is always very appreciated.
Well, Judy Rose, you're very new to your position. I'd like to hear, what's your favorite part of it?
It goes back to the teaching, because we have 600-700 kids through this Holocaust History Center that just opened in October of last year. And we get a chance to take classes through there, and that's really what drew me to the job too, the building and the teaching, because you get a group of 8th graders in there and they've never met a Jewish person, a lot of people, and also the interest of the Holocaust is something that kids learn in middle school.
And so now with this current exhibit, how long is it going to be at the museum?
Just till November 1.
Okay, and isn't there a party?
There is. September 14th, Abigail Gumbiner, one of the 3 photographers, the key lady who started it off with her photograph here of the building, is coming to town, and she'll be here for a week. So September 14th from 2 to 4 p.m. we are having a reception for her where she'll talk about her dad, the civil rights leader, who is the rabbi, who I didn't really get to talk about, but
oh, and that is such an interesting story, so people should come and hear about it.
Definitely.
Excellent. Well, Judy Rose, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you both.
The Jewish History Museum's exhibit featuring photography from Abigail Gumbiner and her father, civil rights leader Rabbi Joseph, is available now through November 1st. For more information, you can call 670-9073 or online at jewishhistorymuseum.org.
Coming up, it's time to speak for animals. The Humane Society of Southern Arizona joins us in a few moments to tell you how your donations help over 20,000 pets each year and the people who love them. We'll be right back.